Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most depressing 504 Core podcast. Just listen to the sound of silence, because that's what the Pelicans might be listening to this NBA playoffs. After having 49 wins, which is second most in franchise history, potentially getting a number 4 seed in the Western Conference just 3 weeks ago, the Pelicans slide to six. On the final day, they lose to the team I hate the most, the Los Angeles Lakers. Yippee! Then yesterday, the New Orleans Pelicans play the Lakers again in the playing game. Another opportunity. Zion finally grows up. 40 points, everything we've ever wished the guy would ever be. The Pelicans, just disaster. Zion walks off the court with 3 minutes to go. The Pelicans fall, and Brandon Ingram storms out of the Smoothie King Center because he's a ball stopper and he's unplayable. Just sad. What is it? I mean, you're a sad, 48 hours? Something like that? I don't know, Mike. I'm lost for words anymore. I mean, on Friday, we were 4-0, staring at a six spot, right? And we thought that the Suns were going to lose to the Kings. By the way, we got to beat the Kings 6 times in 1 year. 6. Dude, without Zion, who's out. Like, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, I don't. I'm going to let you get your thoughts, and then I'm going to go on a rant about Brandon Ingram.
Well, I don't really know where to take it. I'm just gonna ask you one question: Is this franchise cursed?
Yeah, I really think that since everybody's at the Smoothie King building, that they need to tear it down. If Gail can't afford a new arena, sell to Mr. Graves, who I found out today is worth $7.2 billion.
Uh,
Never knew that.
Raising Canes?
Yes, Raising Cane's guy, NIL guy for LSU, worth $7.2 billion. Dude, that's your next owner for the Saints and Pelicans, unless he does some scandalous crap, which you don't know. But that's your next owner. Um, yeah, burn down the Smoothie King Center. Burn it to the
Burn it down.
ashes. Make it a parking lot for the Superdome. Go build by the convention center and start new. Because, dude, how do you win 20? Was it 28 games? 29 games? No, 28 games. Had the most wins in the NBA on the road, Mike. The most wins in the NBA on the road, and then you can't win at home.
Yeah.
And why will fans show up Friday?
Why won't they?
Why will they?
Oh, I've seen people. I mean, plane tickets right now are so cheap. People are like, why aren't people showing up? So, maybe that's the answer right there. But yeah, no, I mean, I just think people are tired of the play-in concept. Just every single year, it's the same old, same old. Look really promising beginning of the year. Health, health, health. What can we do if one more healthy? Next thing you know, Zion hamstring injury again. Um, yeah, I don't really know. I've been saying all year. I always said Ingram and Zion never worked, and then I'd flip my tune of like a month or two ago about it's not. I don't know if it's into. I don't know if it's the double like a,
No,
a,
it's
a
one player.
duo. It's not. It's not the duo of any of them because Ingram and McCollum look good. McCollum Zion looks good. Ingram and Zion look good. It's the trio. The trio does not work. That's becoming more and more evident as time goes on. You can look at the plus minuses of the lineups between the three. It's been horrific. It's been negative across the board. Um, it's just crazy what this has really turned into. Just so much promise. Now it's just like now I'm just looking at your face and it's just now it's just really really sad. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. I know you're not high on Brandon Ingram. I know you haven't been past a year or two, but yeah, it's just a weird situation. They need to pick a direction to go in, and I don't know what that is. I mean, I'm assuming Zion's the guy that's going to take the foundation of your franchise over those other two. I mean, I don't see McCollum, who's 30, what, 31, whatever he is. And Ingram, who's 26 right now, but he's about to make a max contract or close to it. it's just really sad where we're at. I'll let you go on your Ingram rant or whatever you got to say, and then I'll just comment off that, and we'll talk about the future of this franchise.
So about the future of this franchise, because this is the future of this franchise. Brandon Ingram is Carmelo Anthony, right? And Carmelo, great player, Hall of Fame player, right? Brandon Ingram's a lesser Carmelo Anthony. He's a ball stopper. Okay. He was unplayable last night. I totally agree with Willie Green's decision not to play the guy because you want to know why we were losing, Mike? Brandon Ingram. Let me explain. Brandon Ingram comes off the floor. Zion comes on in the first quarter. Pelicans up 7-8 in the first quarter. Zion comes off. Here comes Brandon Ingram up. We're all of a sudden down 20. We have no life. Nothing happens. They take Brandon Ingram off the court. They put Zion, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, and Larry Nance. And I texted in the group message, keep this lineup in the rest of the game. We're going on a run. What happened, Mike? What happened? They went on a run. You want to know why? Because they didn't have a ball stopper. They didn't have a guy who sits there in the post, grabs the basketball, waits 10 seconds. Like, what are you doing? Waiting 10 seconds. The shot clock's going down. Let me go put up a dumb contested jump, mid-range jumper. He has regressed so much this season. His points are down from 24 to 20. His rebounds are down from 5.5 to 5.1. His three-point percentage is down from 39 to 35.5. He does not fit. You know why he doesn't fit? Because he just takes mid-range jumpers. He doesn't have that dog in him where he goes and gets his offense against anybody. I saw what I needed to see from Zion last night. And you know what? I was preaching it before the Lakers game. I was like, when they said Brandon Ingram was coming back, I had my doubts because you just went 4-0. McCollum was going off. Everybody was going off. You want to know why everybody was going off? Because they had space. They had a guy who delivers space in Zion. Trey Murphy, CJ McCollum, Jose Alvarado, dude, Dyson Daniels was hitting threes. And then instead, you go and get ball stopper. I want him gone, dude. He doesn't fit. He might go off on Friday. He might. But he's also like, I don't want to say he's a loser, but the guy hasn't won anywhere he's been at.
Well,
And
none of the guys we have.
When he's been out, dude, we were the 1 seed last year when he was out. We didn't play for him for 2 months, and we were the 1 seed. And that's when I started, it's like, the light bulb started coming on. He's not a good basketball dude. And then, like, NBA people know this. They were saying the same thing last night.
Well, is he a good player? Absolutely. I'm not going to accept the slander of Brandon Ingram, just some kind of bum player.
He's not bum. He needs high volume, inefficient score. When I mean inefficient, he takes difficult shots that are only twos. Zion's an easy bucket.
He does take difficult shots. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever.
He's lazy.
He can be lazy, but when he is locked in, he is an incredible player. But that is the question: if he is locked in, do I think he's played himself into not getting the max contract? Yeah, I don't think he deserves it at this point. Is he going to ask for it? I bet he will. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to like individually look at Brandon Ingram because there are a lot of deficiencies with this team. I mean, you need a point guard. Charles Barkley said it on the show last night, and people who watch the Pelicans know that they've been needing a point guard, and he laid it out in simple terms, saying, you need a guy who pushes the ball. That was Alvin Gentry. I mean, remember when Zion was going off? That was literally Alvin Gentry. Like fast, 6 seconds or less. Like that's when this team is playing well. Like off a miss, taking the ball up the court, going fast. So like a lot of times Ingram does do that. He'll just stop and just kind of be stagnant with everything. And then we don't have a true point guard. Like, is Dyson Daniels a good backup. Yeah, I think he's a good backup, but is he good enough to be your lead point guard? I don't know. Maybe two years from now when he's getting stronger and a little more consistent of a jump shot. But yeah, this team just has a lot of holes. I wouldn't single handedly put it on Brandon Ingram. I mean, he is coming back from an injury. I will give him some doubt on that. And that that's another underrated thing about Ingram too. That's annoying is he does get injured a lot. So I don't know what you really do. I don't know what the move is. There's no obvious move. I've heard multiple national
It's not
guys talk
looking
about
good
they need
right
to make a
now.
move, but they never come up with a name or someone that's obvious. So it needs to be a big. I don't know what big that is. Every single summer, there's multiple stars and superstars that become available. I haven't really seen one that's really worth going all in for. I thought it could have been Dame last year, but Dame's aging and he's got a bad contract. He might become available again this offseason. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't go all in on that dude right now. I don't really know what the move is. I wasn't reported they offered Mikal Bridges like 5 first-round picks or something. Like he's not worth that, but his value is going down every single year. The Nets are a dumpster fire, so maybe you could try and swing Brandon Ingram for Mikal Bridges, and the Nets would get desperate and pay Ingram. So Mikal Bridges would be amazing. That would be someone you could look at. You definitely need a big. I don't know who that is. There's really not one unless you don't make the playoffs and land in the top 4. You're really not going to get a big like clinging from UConn. So I really don't know. It's just frustrating. Like I said, same thing over and over again. But yeah, Ingram's probably gonna have a big game Friday night. I can almost guarantee it. I hope he does because it's he's gonna make things more challenging. Um, I'm not sure. Wait, what's that? Your
Was he
mic's messed up.
pouting? Was Brandon Ingram pouting on the bench?
I don't know if he was pouting. I didn't really see anything that stood out.
All right, let me read you ESPN reporter Tim Lager's report on Brandon Ingram. You're one of the leaders, whether you like it or not. You cannot just sit there standing while your team is rallying from a 11-point deficit. He's disengaged during the huddles, hands to hip, looking disinterested. And apparently, he stormed out the building pretty upset that Willie Green knew he would not bring Ingram back. It's Brandon Ingram. Disinterested, ball stopper, and now pouting. Your leader.
So what do you do? You trade him for trying to a bigger fish? You trade a big fish for a bigger fish? Like
I,
what do you
I build around Zion.
Okay, well
Dave
that
Murphy
that
is a
seems like
good fit.
that seems like the obvious, even though it's kind of dumb in the same way because he hasn't been available for a playoff game in 4 years or 5 years, whatever it's been. So, um,
But Mike, you got he's the only guy. He's the only it guy.
I
He's
agree with
it.
that. Out of your trio, those guys, he's the
He's
only
the
one.
it.
He has the it factor. Like McCollum can give you good games. He can give you good stretches. He's a good player, but he doesn't have the it factor. Like if you look at his last, I sent it earlier today. It was
The playing game, he's horrible. The
the
last three
playing games.
playing
Well, yeah, I
games.
mean the last. Let's see. He's been terrible. I saw it on Twitter. Where is it? Okay. But yeah, no, if you can go up and look at his stats, I mean, his field goal percentage the past 3 games have just been atrocious. He just doesn't have the it factor. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mental thing or whatever, but he's also a volume scorer. So I don't know. I just think you're going to be in a position where you got to break it up. I don't know if I isn't Ingram isn't Griffin Griffin loves Ingram, right? Isn't that what it's like the well-known thing?
He loves Brandon Ingram. But dude, the Raptors love Kyle Lowry. I mean not Kyle Lowry. They love DeMar DeRozan. Except DeMar DeRozan plays hard most of the nights. There you
Yeah.
go.
I just don't know like who the obvious guy is to go after. I think it's probably Mikal Bridges. But
Would you trade Cat for Ingram straight up?
no, Cat's contract's terrible and he's a dumbass at a lot of times in the season. I mean, if you watch Cat, He's a good player, but I don't know if he's kind of like in the category. Is he a winning player? Like I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he would be a solution to center where you can use him to hit threes and let Point Zion work. Well, and he won't be horrible defensively.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to go after someone who complements Zion and who can actually play defense because you can't roll with this trio again. I keep saying it, but yeah, I think you're trying to pivot towards Mikhail and
Mitchell.
try and do that. I would not give up more than Brandon Ingram and a first round pick for him. Anything more than that would be a serious overpay at this point, considering he's kind of on the back end of his contract as well. And I don't know. It's just really weird. I mean, are they going to have cap space this summer? I mean, they're not going to re-sign Valanciunas. They're going to have to pay Murphy. Marshall ain't coming back. I mean, this team's going to look a lot more different than what you're seeing right now. Um, I mean, would you break up 2 out of 3, or you just got to break up 1 out of 3? What?
You say McCollum, but dude, I just don't see how like
The problem
dude,
is the problem is with
Zion and Ingram just don't fit, dude.
the
They
problem.
don't.
The problem is too if you keep McCollum, where are you where are you putting him
He
on
needs to
like
come off the bench next year.
see that I think that's an issue paying a guy $33 million, a supposed leader of your
Oh, it
team.
is an issue,
Yeah,
but
so
you
they're
need point.
they're they're in
You
a
need
big predicament.
scores.
Yeah.
So,
Who would come
I
off your
mean,
bench? What Alvarado, Daniels,
so all
McCollum,
right, let's
Nance,
do a hypothetical trade. Let's say you trade Brandon Ingram for Murray and the Hawks for like Ingram for Murray and
and
throw in a
Okongwu.
first, right? Or something like that. Um, then you would start Murray, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, and then you got to find a big. And off your bench, you would have McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Hawkins, whatever.
Alvarado.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you still have a good team. It's just like they're just in a this team just weirdly constructed. Like a lot, you have a lot of good players, but a lot of guys that don't really complement each other. And I think a lot of talent really masks a lot of the things, a lot of deficiencies on the team. But I think it becomes more and more apparent when you play harder or better teams, like where you really are deficient at. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's just I feel like we've been talking about the same things the past couple of years. Even as good as it looks, they're definitely the most perplexing team in the NBA, and I don't understand why it continues to happen.
Also, they
All the
can't
crazy
deal with the
stuff.
lights. Dude, they can't deal with primetime games where they have to win. I thought it kind of changed down the stretch when they won those 4 in a row. I'm like, holy shit. Like that Kings and Warriors game. It's like, wow, look at this damn team. The Suns game, I was like, dude, I thought I saw growth. They won 49 games. They might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, and they should have won 54, 55 games. I mean, out of all the games they've blown and all the
Dude, the
game, like
Grizzlies, the Grizzlies one comes to my
the
mind.
Spurs one, that makes no sense at all. Like,
Yeah,
why are
but
you
the
losing that?
Spurs just beat the Nuggets. Dude, believe it or not, I'll give the Spurs a pass because the Spurs beat the Knicks, the Pelicans, and the Nuggets down the stretch. And Wemby is getting good, like real good.
Wemby's kind of pushing for third team NBA right now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just depressing. You kind of have to take your emotions out of it at this point. Like you can't, or not emotions, just expectations. Because I mean, how can you expect anything from this franchise right now? They've never won anything. It doesn't look like they're going to win anything anytime soon unless they make major moves. But they have the capital to do it. So if there were to become a Kevin Durant or like a superstar that comes available, like they can outbid anyone with the talent they have and the draft capital. So outside maybe OKC, but
Let's see
it's just
here.
they should have went after Gafford. The Pelicans. I said it a while back too. They should have. I
Well,
mean, I don't
so
understand why they didn't do that.
Darius Garland, yes or no?
Darius Garland's going to stay. I mean, Cleveland's going to choose to trade Mitchell over Darius Garland. So I would flip that question into Mitchell. But yeah, I would love to get Mitchell if he's willing to sign. But it sounds like he wants to be in New York. So unless he's willing to sign here a max, then there's no point.
You know who my big fish is?
Who?
I want the Kings to suck next year. I want De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox. Because he's still young, relatively young. Let's see how old Fox is. De'Aaron Fox is 26 years old. He's younger than us. Jesus. From New Orleans, Louisiana.
I don't think Fox is going anywhere though.
Dude, I mean, he's a dog. All right, here's another question for you. Did the Pelicans win on Friday night?
Do the Pelicans win what?
On Friday night.
Do I want them to, or
do they? Your crystal ball.
I think so. I don't know. This team's weird. Like they kind of do like win these kind of games when they. I don't know.
Like I don't know either, Mike. It's a weird scenario because like De'Aaron Fox can go off. He's averaging 27 points. I know you hate Sabonis, but Sabonis can go off.
I can't deal. If Sabonis went on this team, I'd lose my mind. I can't deal.
No, I'm just talking about the Kings Pelicans matchup right now.
Oh yeah.
Because like I don't know what can happen, dude. Anything can happen. Dude, I'll tell you what, if Zion was healthy, I'd feel good about Friday. And I would feel good about playing the Thunder, at least getting 2 games against the Thunder.
It's hard to bet against a team that's 5-0 against the Kings.
Yeah, but then like the NBA is weird like that.
Well, the NBA is weird like that, but sometimes just teams have like their numbers. So I don't know.
What about Jaylen Brown if the Celtics don't make a run this year?
Jaylen Brown ain't going nowhere. He's played. I mean, he has the biggest contract in NBA history, or one of the biggest. So,
Joel Embiid.
I don't
I'm
think
just looking at scenarios now.
I mean, well, it's just like that's just crazy. Like, think about it. Like, an MVP is going to become available, or possibly becoming available next year or two. Like, that's how fast the NBA changes with guys. Like, 1 minute they're happy and they're looking at winners and they're winners, and then next minute they're unhappy and they want to leave. So the NBA is very bipolar with things. When Joel Embiid becomes available, I don't know what he would like want. I don't know what they would want. And obviously Daryl Morey is the kind of guy that's going to want a king's ransom for someone like that.
It's also
So
like, can Zion and Embiid fit together? What is that?
I don't think that would be an issue. Embiid can stretch out pretty well. Second best center in the league. So maybe about to be the third best center with Wemby coming up. I don't know. That's what I'm saying, dude. There's no obvious answer. And it's just like, is it just kind of a wait and see game? I was really hoping the Suns would implode because they don't really have a future. They have no assets. Durant's aging. Beal's a weird fit. They're over the tax. They're like in the 18th apron of the tax. Like, I was hoping Booker would become available. That would be like a guy you'd really want to go after. And apparently he loves New Orleans, just dropping 100 points a game here. So I don't know, dude. It's just really weird. There's just no obvious answer. So Griffin's got his work cut out for him. One more important off seasons franchise history.
Say the most important offseason. We said it last year and they made no moves. I don't know, dude. I'm lost for words with this team. So, I'm about to go and do a sports show about the Nuggets taking on the Lakers, but I thought the Pelicans would be in this race, dude. I really, really did.
Well, I don't blame
3 weeks ago.
I don't blame them for not just standing pat in the offseason just because of the fact that like you saw what they were as when they were fully healthy last year. I mean, they were the 1 seed for a lot of like the first third of the year. But now it's just time. I think the data's there for something's going to happen. So,
The
so what
data is there.
what is your thoughts Friday? Like, you think they're going to win?
My thoughts are
I think Ingram's going to force the issue. I really do. As much as you hate him right now, I think he's going to come out and say "F you." Like
like,
this is going to be
all
my
right,
time.
I'm gonna change my tune because I thought they would win yesterday. I hate to say this, dude. I feel like bad voodoo, bad juju. I feel like the Pelicans are gonna have a lead in the fourth quarter. It's gonna be about 3 minutes left. De'Aaron Fox and Keegan Murray are gonna hit a bunch of threes, and then when like 30 seconds left, De'Aaron Fox is gonna pull up. The Pelicans desperately need to stop. Bang! Hits a three. That's it. Turn out the lights. The party's over.
So I asked a question: is it beneficial for them to like? Obviously, you hate losing,
It's
blah blah
not.
blah.
It's
But
not.
if they do lose, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I think it is.
No,
No,
because
not the no.
you get the 14th
This
pick,
draft
so
sucks. You said it.
it does. But still, you can use that to trade whoever. It's still technically a lottery pick. You can pitch that to teams. Teams is no matter how bad teams are or drafts are, teams will always say, "Oh, well, we can find the diamond in the rough with the 14th pick, whatever." That and I think it just gives you more and more evidence of a wake up call of what this team really is. Because if this team goes and wins and then they get swept or lose in 5 or 6, then I think it has been more beneficial to win, yes, but there are some pros to losing this game. I mean, it's a loser mentality saying that, but it is true. Whatever you want to say. So I don't really know. Yeah, that's just weird, dude. I just feel weird. I felt weird since yesterday. I don't really know what to say anymore about this franchise.
I've felt this way since January 2021. The Saints lost in the playoffs.
Oh, don't bring the Saints into this conversation.
No, I'm just serious. Like I haven't felt this way since then, and I'm just sitting there because, dude, like I'm dead serious. 2 weeks ago, when you asked me if the season is a failure or whatnot, when they were like the 4 seed, you could argue if they stayed that way and they won 52 games, that this is the second greatest Pelican season ever. Dude, if they would have won the play-in and took the Spurs if they would have just done beat the not the Spurs, the Nuggets 2 games, that's the third most successful team in Pelicans history. It's a low bar. It's a low ass bar.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's a low ass bar. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
don't know.
truth though.
No,
Tell
it
me I'm
is.
lying.
No, it's just aggravating. It's just the same thing every year. I don't know. It's the same thing every year. Yet you see the resources they have to make this team with whatever they can be, and yet it's not. So I don't know. All right.
It's
So final predictions Friday. You think?
I told you my predictions.
All right. Kings pull pull it
They
out
come in
late.
there, they come in there, and they're down by like 7, 8 in the fourth quarter. They just start jacking up threes, Keegan Murray, and they start falling in. Brandon Ingram just starts holding the basketball, taking up horrible shots, and then we just start hearing this.
No. All right. I'm gonna say Pelicans gut it out. I think they'll win. I just think they have that team's number. Um, that's I'll stay positive. I'll end on that positive note. All right. Quick question. What do you do? What do you do with do you try and resound Valanciunas or does he walk?
Over 3 weeks ago, hey, I want him to walk. Go to a team that actually uses you. I
Okay.
mean,
All
dude,
right.
I'm tired of Larry Nance still.
Dude, okay. One thing about Larry Nance that pisses me off to no end. What is up with these dribble handoffs? He fucks it up 3 times a game.
Machine.
And it's one thing if you do it a couple games a season or whatever. He does it every game. What is it? What is it, bro? Does the coaching staff just not point this out to him, or do they not practice this, or is this part of the game plan?
He's
But
supposed
this
to be a
whole
high IQ guy.
dude, I don't understand it. It's so idiotic. It's this. He does it every game. It was like last year, Valanciunas would get called for a moving screen every game. Do they not practice this shit? Like, what do they do in practice? Are they just like? I think Willie Green just throws the ball. There's like, oh, go run. Like, I don't think they practice shit. It's so aggravating. I that's my rant on the night. Is fucking Larry Nance can't hand a ball off to save his life. It drives me insane. If they do it this game, I don't know. I think I might not watch it. I don't think I'm going to watch the Pelicans ever again. It's just so aggravating. I mean, how many times did he do it last game? 3 times.
Dude, it was that second quarter.
He did it. He did it twice. Like he did it
Yeah.
twice in like 7 plays, and then
Dude, it was that second quarter. Like our lead dwindled from 8 to like down 10 in a 5-minute span. Dude, it was.
It's just so aggravating. They're they're just so aggravating. I don't know. Well, all right. Well, we should probably end this before it gets really even darker. So,
What are we gonna do? This is misery, man. This is pain.
dude, this is what like the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions feel like all the time. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I broke the Saints in there, but I mean, imagine if they didn't win that Super Bowl. Holy shit.
Dude, that's what dude. My dad said it earlier. He was like, "Yeah, Tom Benson had to make a deal with the devil because after that Super Bowl, we had all those playoff losses. Minnesota Miracle, Catch Part 3. Not trying to bring the Saints in there, but then the Pelicans too. You had Boogie's injury. You had so many things go wrong. Zion from the first preseason game. God, dude, and dude, you see what the guy can do. Last night, he was becoming a star.
All right. Well,
I'm
we'll end it.
sick.
All right, we'll end it on that note. So, I don't know if we'll get another pod before the draft. I'm assuming we would. We still got a week or so. Final picks for Saints.
Oh, fucking no. Ask
Gotta
me
go.
next week.
Gotta go align. All
Ask
right.
me next week.
All right. If you can like and subscribe, really appreciate it. Won't be this dark next time. At least hopefully not, unless the whole roster tears their ACL next game. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week.